good, everybody? Did you miss us? I think you did. Welcome into the MMA-only episode of The Early Edge. We do it every single week that there is MMA fighting, and it's usually every single week, except for last week when they were off. But I tell you what, this week, just kind of a taste. As we set up for next week, UFC 263. PFL is back. Me and Ian do that. And also Bellator on Showtime. Let's bring in the star of the show. You know I'm the hottest MMA handicapper in the world today. Ian Parker, MMA. What's up, baby?
What's going on, my man? Missed you guys last week. Happy to be back, ready to get after it.
All right, let's go. We got a lot to get to. It's UFC Fight Night. It's at the Apex in Las Vegas. Main card starts at 7 p.m. Eastern time. The prelims at 4 p.m. So at a reasonable hour. So let's jump right into it. We got several plays on the board this week. Let's go Woodson and Zalal. What do you like here?
Yeah, I like Sean Woodson here. In his last fight, he was dominating Julian Erosa. Unfortunately, got caught with a submission at the end. Zalal's on a really bad losing streak. He's going to have a huge disadvantage in this reaching department. I think Woodson gets back in the win column here, and he gets it done. Woodson
is a minus 190. And for those of you who are tuning in for the very first time, our benchmark is a lot different than the NFL or Major League Baseball or the NBA. Minus 200 is our benchmark for what is a high odd fight, and anything below that is manageable because it is fighting. All right, let's get into the next one. Marcin Tepera, a minus 170 favorite over Walt Harris, plus 145 underdog. What do you like here?
Yeah, I love this co-main event here. Tepera in 2020, 4-0 against four really good fighters. Walt Harris, the opposite, 0-2. Walt Harris just really has not changed his game at all. He comes out really fast, gasses out quickly. And against Tepera, we saw Marcin can go all three rounds a lot, can take the fight to the ground if need be. And Walt really is inefficient off his back. I think Tepera gets it done with the jab, takes it to the ground, and grinds it out and gets the win.
Oh, I like it. He said, take it to the ground and just play with him a little bit, and then we catch that. Yeah, a little bit. All right, our next fight on the board, Roman Dolidze, minus 150 favorite, taking on Laureano Staropoli, plus 125. Not awful odds. We like this number, but what do you like in the fight?
So this is interesting. I think the odds are way off here. The reason why Laureano is not that big of an underdog is because he surprised everyone and beat Joaquin Buckley when he was a huge underdog in his last fight. However, styles make fights. Dolidze, really, if he fights this way, he should use the jab, use his combinations, clinch, and put Staropoli on his back. Easy fight. If he keeps it as a kickboxing game, he can lose. He's a little hesitant, but he is so good on the ground. I think after his last fight where he lost a split decision because of his hesitancy, I think he comes out. I think he knows what he has to do, puts a guy on his back, gets it done.
Oh, I like that a lot. Now, every single week, every single show, I put your feet to the fire, and you've got to pick something in the main event. Before we get there, though, I want you to give me a three-way parlay. Three fighters that you like that we can kind of take their high odds, bring them down to a number that we can work with. Give those to me.
Absolutely. So Mason Jones, he's the big favorite in this fight. In his last fight, he lost a split. However, most people thought he won. Very aggressive, fighting a guy in Alan Patrick who has not won in quite a few years, doesn't throw any volume. Jones is tough, aggressive. He will get it done there. Tanner Boser, one of my favorite heavyweights, I think could be a future champ someday. He's coming off a loss to Andrei Arlovsky, which, listen, Arlovsky's a legend. That's okay. However, fighting Ilia Latifi is short, stocky, on a 4-fight losing streak. Boser's the athlete, great foot movement, great jab. He should get the win here. And he's only, I think, minus 175 on his own. And then Muslim Salikov, this guy is phenomenal all around. He's fighting Francisco Trinaldo. Trinaldo, also very low volume fighter, sneaky on the ground, but Muslim is just so good everywhere. Those three, put them together at plus 183. I think it's a lock of the night for the parlay in that situation.
Well, let me ask you this, because you mentioned Boser's only minus 175. For anybody that would want to bet on that fight individually, do you like that number 175?
If it stays there. So here's the thing. It was lower. It's gone up. I think it's going to keep going up. So if you want to hit it straight, do it now. If not, roping it into a parlay is totally okay. He's on the prelims, so it's also early. I like him either way.
Educate, entertain. Tell you that all the time. All right, we're now up to our main event. And it is Rozenstruik. It's the guy. Talk to me. Explain to the people at home why this is the main event and then what you like.
I don't know why this is the main event, if you want me to be honest with you. These are just one of these cards where I think they put this together. Both guys are, highly ranked in a very lack of depth heavyweight division. It is what it is. Still great fighters. The problem with Rozenstruik, came to the UFC, 3 quick knockouts. Then he got the one over Alistair Overeem, but he was being dominated for 4.5 rounds, one at the buzzer, which was insane. Since then, we've seen him win, lose, win, lose. What do we know about the guy? Good kickboxer, counter striker, does not throw a lot of volume, has a non-existent Brazilian jiu-jitsu game. Sakai is a kickboxer with just as much power, better clinch game. I think cardio-wise, both these guys are the same, but he could put the fight on the ground. Again, it seems to be the theme of the night with these heavyweights. If he's smart, he puts out the volume, and he can't do what he did against Alistair Overeem. This is a guy that was beating Overeem, but he was doing too much. He was pressing the action, forcing things. If he just lets it flow and moves in the direction, he does not let Rozenstruik counter, just goes after him, puts him against the cage. Sakai as the underdog is a no-brainer if you're going to bet this fight.
Oh, I love underdogs, and I love when you say no-brainer. All right, we're up against it. Grab your paper, grab your pencil. Here is the recap. Oh, by the way, we thought about talking about the Mayweather-Paul fight, and then I made an executive decision. I said, absolutely not, even though a lot of you out there are going to watch it. Here is what Ian Parker, the Duck, and the Duck Army is going to be following this week. Sean Woodson, -190. Delete say, -150. Tepera up, -170. And then in the main event, Sakai, +110 as the underdog. Then in our Parker's Parlay of the Week, coming back at +183. Put it together. Mason Jones, Tanner Bozier, and Salakov, and you will be happy that you did. A reminder, PFL 4 next week. Me and Ian, we do all the betting content for them. Bellator on Showtime. They're back next week. And, of course, the next big pay-per-view from the UFC 263. And then in a couple weeks, I guess like 4 weeks, Conor McGregor back in the octagon in July. It's going to be a huge summer for MMA, and we're here for you every single week. You got your marching orders. Let's take all of these tickets straight to the pay window. For Ian Parker, for the jeweler who puts it all together, he's our executive producer. I am the coach. Remember, this is the only place every single week for your MMA early edge. Good luck. Do you want best bets in your feed every single day? All you have to do is hit that subscribe button to stay up to date with all things early edge.